This video will walk you through running a randomized block design ANOVA using SPSS. This is otherwise known as a two-factor ANOVA without replication. This is done when you want to test the impact of a treatment, but you recognize that there could be another factor that would be influencing your results. So here I'm looking at information from the dataset Serial 9. It contains data on sales of 4 different cereal box designs, design 1, 2, 3, and 4. At 20 20 stores were used in the study, and the goal is to determine whether or not any different box design changes the amount of sales. Like, is one box design more popular, and therefore should they switch to that? The problem is that you recognize that larger stores might sell more cereal irrespective of the box design used. So the solution was to group the stores in blocks based on their size. So this is kind of funny the way this is coming up. This should say the block should, the one that says one that says treatment should say block, and the one that says block should say treatment. But it's kind of, yeah, I can go into my variable view and change that. So this should say treatment. I'm just going to have to call it T for right now, and then change this one to block, and then go back here. Okay, and change that one to treatment. The reason I couldn't have just typed over it, it would say you already have a column labeled that, so you can't do that. Okay, so again, now it's fixed. So the treatment is the design used, and the block is the size. So you would normally see this set up, block as your vertical and treatment as your horizontal. Now I needed to go, the first step I needed to do here was to transform my data into 3 different columns, treatment, block, and value. So the way I did that, I started with design 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then, so those are my treatments, and then my blocks were the different sizes. And so I arranged this, that had been in a matrix into a vertical display of my data. So that was my first step that I needed to do in SPSS. Now I need to set up SPSS to actually interpret this data properly. So what I'm going to do is go into data and then split file and tell it to analyze all cases but do not create groups, and just click OK. That's it. Now I can go back to my data, and I'll go into Analyze, and then I'll select General Linear Model, Univariate. My dependent variable is going to be my value, my sales. My fixed factors are going to be my treatments and my blocks. Then I'm going to click Model, and I'm going to go into Custom, and down here based on type I'm going to do Main Effects, and I'm going to put both my treatment and my block in as my 2 main effects. I want to keep this Sum of Squares type 3, that's fine. Click Continue and click OK. And here now it says that there were 5 different size types, 4 observations in each size type, and 4 different design types, 5 observations in each of those. Now, to test what I want to test is the treatment statistically significant after the blocks are taken into account, and are the blocks statistically significant after the treatment is taken into account? So here I'm going to look at my significance, my p-value on treatment. So that's testing HO. The 4 box designs are all, the sales of the 4 box designs are all equal after taking into account the blocks, which are the 5 sales sizes. And I'm going to reject I'm sorry, do not reject HO there. So there what I'm saying is the designs are not different. The sales are not different for the designs once I take into account the size of the stores. However, when I look here at the p-value on my F statistic for blocks, I find that that is weakly statistically significant. So sales were different based on size after the designs were taken into account. So I do find statistical significance, some, though not really in the side that I would be hoping for if I was trying to pick a better design.